Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Taped live right here at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. And, of course, available wherever audio podcasts can be found. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, please leave us a rating, review, or a comment. It goes a long way towards helping Going In Raw. Also, friendo, Black Lives Matter benefit for the Bail Project is in full effect right now, Larson. So Friendo Fest 2 is happening tomorrow, June 5th, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. We're going to be trying to get to 10. This is a lofty goal for us. $10,000 that we're trying to raise for the Bail Project. Help out what's going on in the world right now.
That's right.
Right now, we're at $1,643. If we get to $10,000, Larson, what will you do?
I'm a too sweet Steve.
Yes.
I'm a too sweet anybody who asks for one.
Wow.
If you know, once things with pandemic wise get back to normal in the world, if you see me at a wrestling show, you want a too sweet, bang, you get a too sweet. See me in the supermarket, bang, get a too sweet. If you run into me anywhere, you ask, you're gonna get one. Yeah, that's if we get 10,000, that's going to be the deal.
So currently we have one. Now the thing we're doing this through Tiltify, it offers up. You can put rewards up. So basically, you can like sell off rewards, and then the money goes to charity. Right now, we have a reward, and we have 4 slots booked, and it's basically a live version of Matt Chat that we're going to be doing tomorrow during Friendo Fest 2. Now, typically, Matt Chat is reserved for Patreon, but this is completely separate and different from that. So, $50. You can choose your reward on the Tiltify thing. It'll give you an email, and then we'll Zoom you in live tomorrow. We have, I believe, 6 slots left. So
Okay.
You can book your question. You can hop on, and we'll discuss the question for however long the question needs to be discussed, probably around, like, at the most 10 minutes, might be less, might be more, who knows. And you can discuss the question with us that you have about professional wrestling live in front of everybody. You can promote whatever you want to promote. I mean, you just can't show your nipples.
Yeah.
You can't, and you got to just be cool, too.
Yes.
You can't be like a weirdo jerk who's like, I don't know what. So that's the deal. We're going to put more rewards up today. One of the rewards that I'm going to be offering up for $100, and I'm going to do probably 10, maybe 20, but most definitely 10, is I'm going to offer up custom artwork. I'm not going to do it live on the stream because it takes me too long and I'll get nervous in front of people. But whatever your favorite wrestler is, I will do a custom color piece of artwork, 11 by 17. It's going to be digital, and then I'll print it out. And I'll send it to you autographed. I'll give you an example. So ages ago, Sandra donated a huge amount to one of our charity things that we did. I said, hey, I'm gonna draw you something cool, okay? I never got around to it, and she kept on reminding me about it. And I kept on thinking about doing it, and I never did it. But this morning, I finally did it. She's a big fan of Zack Sabre Jr., so if I can, I'll put this in front of people just listening aren't going to be able to see this. But I did a thing of Zack Sabre
cool.
Jr. right here. Yeah, it's hard to see with the camera and all that. But there it is. Whatever. Anyways, yeah. So I'll do like a custom piece of artwork. It's going to be $100. It's going to be $100. So if you're interested in that, hold off on your donation until that reward goes live. And then, I think there's a couple people who've already put in 100 or more. I'm going to hit them up and give them first dibs if they didn't claim the other rewards.
Yeah.
So that's the deal.
Well, hold on. There's one other thing I considered, and if there's interested people, I will do it. I will craft price point to be determined. How many again to be determined? I will craft effectively your personal theme for you, and by that, something you could use as a ringtone. How WWE does it, where they'll craft a 20, 30-second loop of music and just loop it endlessly, and they call it somebody's theme.
Yeah, right.
I will do that. So another thing to consider.
The Mayor Pete has a great idea here. He says, how about matches against you guys in 2K? Sure, that's a good idea. I'm going to write that one down. I'm gonna write that one down. So yeah, if you guys have more suggestions, if I don't notice them here in chat, please let us know what your suggestions are for additional rewards, and we'll definitely consider them.
Yes.
You can send them to us. Just hit me up on the Twitter in my DMs at MFSteve here. So yeah, that could be a place to let us know. Anyways, let's talk about NXT.
Sure.
Let's talk about this first, man, because I gotta sort out my feelings on this one.
Oh,
so,
the Drake thing?
Last night, Drake Maverick got his contract. Now, I was certain that he was going to win that thing, and he didn't, but they did the now time-honored tradition where Triple H comes out after a performance. What? You can't hear me?
Sorry, no. One of my kids is outside talking to me. I'm trying to tell them that I can't hear her.
Okay. So
good job. Catch what I was trying to say.
Hello. Triple H comes out after a gutsy performance. I'm sorry, a gritty performance. That's what everybody uses these days.
Yeah.
And says, here is contract. And so Drake Maverick has been re-signed with the WWE now. I believe, I don't know, which was it, Sean Rossab? Somebody mentioned, or Tom Collahue, or one of them dudes mentioned that Drake knew about this earlier. Like, this wasn't just on the spot.
Yeah.
and I, it's great to get confirmation, and that's why I love those guys. They're great.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that'd be the case anyways.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of weird.
I feel like the times of, like when Cedric Alexander had that awesome match against Kota Ibushi at Cruiserweight Classic, and the crowd was chanting like "sign him" or "please don't go" or something. Triple H comes out and nods to the crowd and pats Cedric on his back, and then he signed. I something like this that they've been building to with so much attention and dedicated so much time to it. They're not going to kind of do something like that. They're going to make it seem like it's something like that, but they're not. It's not actually going to be something like that.
The thing about the Cedric one and the Mia Yim one was that these weren't people who were already signed to the company. So even if they did know in advance, which I would think they probably did, but I guess it's certainly possible they didn't. It's a bit different. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh man, that's cool. They just put in this great performance. We thought they were going to be, one and done or two and done or whatever. And now this is somebody we get to see for good. This is completely different. This is a guy who was released with a bunch of other people, and they turned this into a storyline for him to get his job back.
Yeah.
And I am of so many different opinions here, and I think that there is look, people can feel how they feel.
Exactly.
I will simply say this, though, as the starting point of this conversation. The impact of Triple H coming out and giving him the contract was lessened because of the circumstances. Now the Triple H thing felt a bit more. It felt, even though every time he's done it, it's manufactured by nature of what it is.
Yeah.
He's not making this decision on the spot. He never did with Cedric or Mia Yim. It's still manufactured, but it loses some of the drama because of the manufactured nature of it, and because of
absolutely. And I felt bad for Phantasma. He gets the title. He basically is teleported out of the ring.
Yeah.
And Drake getting a contract is essentially the championship on the line in this match.
Yeah.
And even though he loses, he still gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Did you read what Leo Rush had to say about it?
Yeah, I'll read that right now.
All right.
And I thought it was funny. It felt, I don't know. For a guy who claims to be leaving professional wrestling, he sure has a lot to say about.
There's two things. There's Leo's comments. There's just the whole circumstances around it. I think it was on Wrestling Observer. They mentioned that a lot of the talents that were released, they were offering new deals for apparently a fraction of what they were making before. I don't know. I mean, from the get-go, I felt potentially uneasy about using Drake's release for storyline purposes. It seems like Drake was in on it the whole time. I mean, according to Drew McIntyre, he says this was kind of his idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Leo said, man, are they going to hire everyone back then? Kind of a slap in the face to use this as a shoot work, but I guess I'm not surprised. Super happy for anyone getting their job back, but damn, real trauma and a lot of others were a part of this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There is the part of me that just says, you know what? This is pro wrestling. It's pro wrestling. This is like,
obviously.
That's what it is. It's like, you know, they release people, and there was a rumor that Sarah Logan wasn't actually that she was released and then brought back.
Yeah, or they were going to bring her back, and that never obviously came to fruition.
We haven't actually seen her, or we don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just pro wrestling, but it's a business. And in business, you make decisions based on the needs of your company, and you let people go based on the needs of your company. And then if you see an opportunity to enhance your business, you bring people back. And I you know, there is that part of me that is just like, hey, you know what? The one thing that he said was, don't pity me, don't feel sorry for me. The Drake Maverick said this. I don't want anybody feeling that way for me. And I'm a man. I don't need you. And that's how I felt through a lot of this, is like, you know, we've talked about, well, we feel bad for these people, and you know, you know, they're going to go out into the world, and there's the insinuation sometimes when we have these conversations that, they're not going to know what to do with themselves. They're not going to know how to make any money. And it's like, that just sounds like condescending. And that sounds like, you know, sort of putting a lack of respect on their name to suggest that they can't go out and do anything.
I mean, I think whenever we mentioned that, it was in relation to the circumstances that exist today, where no promotions are putting on shows. I think any comments we might have made is like, well, what are they going to do now? Was not a sign of disrespect towards any of the individual talents that were released. It was more a reflection of WWE making this choice to maintain the profit margin as opposed to staying in business, releasing these wrestlers at a time when work in this particular profession isn't readily available for them.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I just think that, like, I don't know. Like I said, I've got a lot of different opinions on it. I think that at the end of the day, like, I thought the story was great, but the circumstances around it, you cannot deny, lessen the impact of the story that was being told. You know,
totally.
And that's it. So yeah, Drake Maverick, he gets his contract. He's been rehired by WWE, which is a cool thing for him, and that's great.
Obviously, yeah.
And yeah, the people that were let go, hopefully they can land on their feet.
Yeah, seemingly one has already an impact. So,
yeah, evidently.
You know, one name that we didn't mention because they weren't featured in the footage, Zack Ryder. Obviously, he was released.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's only wrestled, I think, for WWE at least for the last 12, 15 years. So he was never in GFW or Impact, so they couldn't use footage for him. There was no reference to him, I don't believe, in that video package. So maybe all of the images and references and whatnot they showed were a diversion from who the actual signee is. I don't know.
No, that's a good suggestion, because you can take the Bulgarian flag as, you know, the Bulgarian flag is obviously Rusev. It's obviously Miro. And that could be the substitute for the fact that they don't have footage of him, and the guy left out, you're right, is Zack Ryder, and yeah, that could be, because if he was going to be, they could have included him with some other variation
reference,
with some other reference, exactly, yeah,
like a shot of a map of New York and zoom in on Long Island or something, you know? There's ways to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's, you know, like I said, it's cool for Drake Maverick, but yeah, the story itself, you can't help but not think about how this all came about. It is one of those things just sort of hanging in the air. And there sometimes, I mean, that's one of the problems with doing angles that are based in reality, is when the reality starts distracting from the story, then sometimes it can lessen the story as opposed to what the goal is, and that's to use reality to enhance the story.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous game to play because it might distract from it. Otherwise, NXT on the whole was pretty good. It felt, if for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, it felt like a long show.
It did feel like a long show.
You know what it was? Once we got to Cameron Grimes versus Bronson Reed, I looked at the clock. Whenever I look at the clock, I'm like, geez, how much of this show is there? Because the match wasn't really even motivated beyond getting Cameron Grimes, I guess, a win. But then more than that, Karrion Kross.
Someone for him to suplex.
Doing his thing. I thought there was some fun stuff. I thought there was some decent stuff.
Yeah, there is. Of course, it's the go home for Takeover in your house. Do you want to do our prediction at the conclusion of the show, or you can get them out of the way right now?
No, let's just do it. We can do them now because I don't know how I'm going to title this episode. I might title this episode something about Drake Maverick, or I might title this episode something about NXT predictions, or we might see if we can fit it all in there.
Sure.
So let's just, now we've talked about Drake, let's talk about now that we've come to no conclusion about Drake, let's come to some. I have no idea. If Big Red's on the line this time, which I see no reason why he shouldn't be.
Well, it's WWE show, of course.
I have no idea who's going to win anything here. None.
I feel good about 2 matches. The rest, I don't know.
Okay, what are the matches here?
They're on the notes if you scroll down the bottom.
Oh, okay. All right.
In typical format for predictions.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So there's 6 matches. So if you want to take a minute here to do your picks and confidence points, I can review the card while you do so.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
So Takeover, this is the card as announced. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Nox versus Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. For the North American Championship, Johnny Gargano versus Keith Lee. Karrion Kross versus Tommaso Ciampa. For the NXT Women's title, champion Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. And then Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream for the NXT title. That is the card.
Okay, I'm close. For 3, 2, and yeah, okay, that's good. Oh man, okay. Well, when we get to the main event, I'll decide at that point.
Okay.
All right, man. Here we go. Starting off with Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. I have, for some reason, I think that Damian Priest is the kind of guy right now who can be booked to lose, and they'll just keep on bringing him back and bringing him back
That's
strong.
totally what it is, man.
Finn Balor, I got him 5 confidence points.
I believe I have the same thing. Finn Balor with 5 confidence points, yes.
Okay.
Because, Finn's going to win. Damian Priest is essentially stepped up to the full-time Dominic Dijakovic role, whereas he'll be in high-profile feuds, but pretty much lose all of them.
Okay, next up, Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Nox versus Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. I've got Team Heels going over with 4 confidence points.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have actually Team Faces going over with 4 confidence points.
Uh-oh.
I believe Shotzi lost to Raquel Gonzalez. Yim just took an L in last night's episode, Candice.
Oh, crap, you're right.
The Faces have been losing like every match so far as this feud's been building up. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the Faces need to get a win for that reason.
All right, I'm going to stick with this just because I feel like, yeah, Faces need to get a win, but Faces, they're going to get their wins in... None of the Faces, I'll put it this way. The Heels are hot. Candice LeRae is on a roll. Dakota Kai is on a roll. Raquel Gonzalez with Dakota Kai is on a roll. They take away so much more with a win than the Faces do with a loss. Like Mia Yim, she just got rolled up. She'll be nobody really takes that bad of a loss if you're a face and you lose in a team, setting. But it makes the Heels look really good if they come away with the win. That's why I'm going to give it to the Heels here.
All right. Next, this one's tough. Johnny Gargano versus Keith Lee for the North American title. Who you got?
I've only got 2 confidence points on this for Keith Lee.
Same here.
This could easily be a huge night for the Garganos if Johnny wins and Candice wins. And part of me wants to say that. That's why I only have 2 confidence points.
Yeah.
But like, God, and you can see Johnny Gargano with that, and it might make up for his first title, North American title reign, which
yeah,
he defended it once and he lost.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, Keith Lee is a big star. But I don't know, man. I mean, dude, if Keith Lee drops it, he can move on to Adam Cole. If Adam Cole wins, and I don't even know if that's going to be the case.
I don't know either.
All right.
I don't know either. Next, Karrion Kross versus Tommaso Ciampa. This is like the surest bet.
Six on
for Karrion Kross. That's the easiest bet.
He's special. Larson. He's special.
Next, for the women's title, Charlotte versus Rhea versus Io. Who you got?
I say Charlotte keeps it, and I got 3 confidence points on that.
Man, we're in complete agreement on that too.
All right. Woo, boy.
So it's all going to come down to a 6-person tag match, huh?
I don't know. Okay. So let's talk this one out so that I can achieve a decision. I've got 1 confidence point on this.
Same.
So yeah, no, you're right though. This all comes down to the tag match. Okay, fine. That's going to be the first match and you'll have won this thing. All right.
So we got Adam. Oh, there's so much to work through. They made a bit of a deal about Adam Cole having the title for a year, but that just was just a dinner at a restaurant, and Kyle O'Reilly flew out for it. That was a celebration. And I don't feel like there was. I mean, granted, given the circumstance of the pandemic and whatnot, you can't exactly achieve the crescendo you want for Adam Cole to celebrate the longest NXT title reign in history.
Okay.
Only for him to drop it.
Okay.
So, from that perspective, if Adam Cole loses, it's going to feel a bit underwhelming. Same token, the way they've actually just built up this feud. Before Velveteen Dream got hurt, he was one of the hottest guys in NXT. Crowd loved him. He's put on good matches. He had tons of momentum.
Yeah.
Hurt his back, came back. And I don't know if it's no crowd thing. I don't know what it is. The electricity hasn't been there to the same degree it was prior to the injury.
Yeah.
So the execution of the build-up to their first match and this one has felt lackluster.
Yeah.
There hasn't been that spark. So if Dream wins, it's going to be like, all right, they want to do something different. That's cool. But it's not going to feel like a moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just don't know. I don't know.
So, a couple things to keep in mind. If I'm gonna go with Adam Cole, and I'll tell you why.
That's what I have to. But go ahead.
There's a couple things to keep in mind. Number one. If the Undisputed Era was on the verge of a call-up, I don't think that they would have Dexter Loomis doing art of the Undisputed Era. I don't think they'd be doing that. Number 2, we didn't talk about this because it was stuff that there was no like proof of. And there was no police report ever filed. But there was the small matter of the Velveteen Dreams, the allegations against Velveteen Dream that he did some inappropriate stuff via social media. I'm not necessarily counting that stuff in this, but that could potentially rear its head again. Potentially. I hope not. I hope it was, I hope he didn't do anything bad. But just keeping it real, that's a possibility. Everything you said is true about how the Velveteen Dream hasn't really felt special, but you could see them going in a new direction. So I don't see them getting called up. Adam Cole, I could see it either way, but I would see Adam Cole. I see Adam Cole keeping this more than anything. I could see them potentially calling up Velveteen Dream, to be honest with you. It's obvious that his stuff doesn't work in Empty Arena Era. It's if you think about the Velveteen Dream, the biggest things about him are his crowd reactions at takeovers.
Yeah.
He always brings something very special to Takeover, and that buzz, and then he'll do some things here and there at Full Sail, but the buzz he always gets from Takeover,
It's something else, man.
It's incredible. It's he has special matches there, and then he always comes with some outfit that is just, it creates all sorts of buzz. Like, oh, did you see what he wore this week or this month or whatever at this Takeover? That's all gone. He doesn't have that. And without that stuff, his luster really comes off quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and say I have 1 confidence point on Adam Cole.
That's what I have as well. Now I got to think back and think, okay, well, if I'm granted I only have 1 confidence point on Adam Cole, or will that in any way influence my choice for the winner of the North American title match? Because if it's not Velveteen Dream taking that title off Adam Cole,
then that could
open the door for Keith Lee to lose the North American title and then step up to the world title picture. Me in the end, it's still all going to come down to that tag match.
Yeah, I know. I know. There's not enough confidence points for it to matter.
No. Some people in chat are asking about the NXT tag team title match, Imperium versus Breezango. I know Breezango is number contender. Was that announced for TakeOver?
Given that it's like literally 2 days away, and I don't recall that. Let's see here. TakeOver.
Here we go. This is the official. It is not on the card on WWE.com.
Okay. Backlot Brawl. I was even trying to think how like the Backlot Brawl aspect of it would change that. Like, given that, a bunch of people are going to be there, but it's not like the locker room, or it's not like the people in their cars are going to come out and hoist the Dream up on their shoulders. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still think it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. So
I'm just trying to. Yeah, I'll stick with Keith Lee. We'll stick with Keith Lee.
All right. All right. Here we go. Let's talk about NXT this week.
Sure. So it kicks off with Candice LeRae taking on Mia Yim. They're putting together a pretty fun match. And then at some point, they're brawling up or outside near the foot of the ramp. Preceding that, Mia Yim sends Candice out of the ring of the forum, picks her up wheelbarrow style, slams her into the barricade. They're brawling the foot of the ramp. Ref counts them out as they're brawling up the stage. Mia Yim setting up for a powerbomb on the stage. Candice Hurricane Rana's her into the Tron, hits her with some forearms. Tegan Nox comes out, try to break it up. That brings out Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. They join the brawl. Shotzi's out there too. Refs are trying to break it up some more. Yim drops Candice with a huge forearm, and then that brings Gargano out. Mia separated. She's walking down towards the ring. Candice charges her, hits her with a forearm, some ground and pound. Keith Lee comes out, and then over the loudspeaker, they announce that William Regal has made it a mixed tag match. So neither Keith Lee nor Johnny Gargano are in their ring gear.
Yeah, but Keith Lee is looking far more comfortable with his sweatpants and his,
as opposed to jeans and white
shoes.
Vans, is what Johnny Gargano said he had on Twitter.
But one thing Keith Lee didn't have was a set of car keys. Which is what Johnny Gargano poked him in the eye with in order to get out of a precarious situation.
A spirit bomb situation, yes.
That's right.
The early on where Johnny's trying to get out of the ring and Keith Lee gives chase, picks him up, press slam style. You hear Johnny yell at Candice, help me, help me. So she hops on Keith Lee's back, and he no-sells it completely.
Oh, yeah.
Throws Johnny in, walks around the ring, goes up the ring steps, get on the apron, and just kind of shrugs, and Candice drops off onto the apron.
Yeah,
that was great.
It was really, really good stuff. But in the end, Johnny gets his car keys into Keith Lee's eye. Candice LeRae then rolls up Mia Yim for the win. Candice pulls Johnny out of the ring. And then Johnny kicks the ring steps into Keith Lee's hand. Grabs North American title, kisses it.
See, if he hadn't grabbed the North American title.
You think so? Yeah, but he's still standing tall, though.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, but sometimes, that math isn't foolproof. Stand tall in the go home, you lose at the pay-per-view. That's not foolproof.
That's true.
I think it's the odds are in the favor of whoever wins go home or stands tall go home loses the pay-per-view, but it's not foolproof.
Yep.
If you hadn't touched the title, I'd feel better about picking Gargano to get the win.
Interesting. After that, we had a Ciampa Karrion Kross video package, and then we had the first part of a Dexter Loomis interview where Mackenzie asks him a question about like the Undisputed Era or something.
Yeah.
And he gets out a big giant pad of paper and some art supplies, and he starts drawing. We find out what he draws a little bit later, but before that, Drake Maverick is walking down the street. Isn't this This is Mackenzie again. Yeah. And this is earlier in the day. And she's like, hey, Drake, how are you feeling? And he's like, well, we've known each other for a long time. How do you think I'm feeling? And he's like, I'm not feeling any pressure. It could be the best day or it could be the worst day of my life. He's going to go have some cookies tonight and some cake too. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He's excited. And he says, I'm at the NXT casino. All my chips are down.
Yeah, he loses, still gets a contract. So, like I said, all worked out for him.
That all worked out.
Next, we had the Adam Cole Velveteen Dream Prime Target package. These weren't as long or as expansive as we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I forgot how good the UK Prime Target was because that was like an hour long. I kind of just figured this would be a recap thing, but I forgot how damn good these things are. These were mini versions of that. They weren't long at all, really. This was the Undisputed Era. Had a special day planned for Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish all pull up in a limousine. Adam Cole gets in after berating the driver for not opening the door fast enough. And then they go to a restaurant. Meanwhile, the Velveteen Dream is out rollerblading, and he starts waxing philosophical. He tells Cole he enjoys pain because he's gonna get a lot of it. Undisputed Era.
Sorry. He tells Adam Cole, I hope he enjoys pain. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Undisputed Era show up at the restaurant. They eat, they cheers, and, they're talking about, hey, it's been 1 year since I've had this. The Undisputed Era is the greatest thing I've ever done. But he said, here, this is a cheers for Adam Cole being champion for a year, the longest reigning champ and the greatest, and for a win at TakeOver.
Correct. And then we go back to Velveteen Dream. This time now he's on the couch. He's not rollerblading anymore. He says he's been doing a lot of thinking. The Velveteen Dream is Cole's new reality. He instructs a couple of women who are joining him to bring him the mirror and then tells them to be gone.
This was weird.
This was really weird. And so he speaks in the mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest NXT champion of them all. And then it's Prince. Prince shows up in the mirror.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most Prince-like, 1 being least Prince-like, how good was this impersonator, just based off looks alone?
It was decent.
I'd give it like a 5, right?
I was going to say 6.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at first, like, when they showed him first, I was like, holy crap, that's a really good Prince. And then he started talking, and then the scale, it went from like an 8 to a 5 for me. It was as soon as I see him, it was like an 8, and then as he talked.
I just felt it was a little too on the nose in terms of the Velveteen Dreams inspirations, if you will.
Yeah, like, obviously, Velveteen Dream it's a Prince reference, and his look is inspired by Prince. But it's never a good thing when it's like too literal, And I've always felt that the Velveteen Dream is sort of a mix of a variety of characters from the past.
Yeah,
Prince,
totally.
With a little bit of Rick Rude in there. There's a variety of things going on there. Well, this sort of just like, I don't know, kayfabe the idea that he's just ripping off Prince.
When he debuted that particular gimmick, it was the Prince inspiration was obvious, but I felt like as he's continued to develop the character, it's grown beyond that. And to bring it kind of back to just that one thing, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was all right. Anyways,
it'd be cool, like if they they really kind of maybe should have done here was give it a bit more of a. Remember in True Romance when Christian Slater's character would talk to Elvis, played by I think Val Kilmer. Do something like that, where it's not like he's not looking in a mirror. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah, Prince tells him he's going to be the greatest champion of all time. And then we get some input from Sam Roberts, Peter Rosenberg, Drew McIntyre, and Pat McAfee. They're all talking about the match.
Yeah. And
I really didn't pay attention to what most of them said. Drew McIntyre was like, I don't know who's going to win this.
Then they announced it's going to be a backlot brawl, or announce again, backlot brawl.
Yeah.
Next, we go back to Dexter Loomis. He's finishing his drawing. He unveils it. It's a car, and it looks like the Undisputed Era are all
They're
bound with
hog-tied.
rope.
They're tied up in the back, and he's driving the truck.
Yeah.
And it's a caricature.
Yeah.
It's in caricature form.
Yes.
And then Morrow refers to him as a tortured artist. This adds a lot. By the way, I'm gonna get this out because that's not the only caricature that Dexter Loomis has done.
Correct.
He did one for old Steven Larson not too long ago.
Yep. And it's awesome.
He was selling these off his Instagram for like $50. Not these. He was selling like custom caricatures for like $50. Look at that.
It's fantastic.
Great.
It's fantastic.
Oh man, I'm so happy about that. So anyways, yeah. So now, is he less a serial killer and more a failed caricature artist?
Well, I mean, it could be both. The implication in the drawing was that he had, kidnapped, if you will, Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
He has him tied up.
Yeah.
And you would expect, given his actions of the past, nothing good is going to come of that. So he just does. He lets his drawings do the talking for him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe he plays out his inner, maybe his more murderous thoughts. He lets play out on the canvas,
on his sketch pad. Yes,
and he gets out some of his violent tendencies in the ring as well. My favorite part of it, though, was when he unveiled it. Mackenzie looked disturbed, but then she said, "That's very impressive." She said, "It's very impressive." Oh man. Anyways, I'm glad they're letting him use his gifts
exactly
to do that, to add to his character. After that, we had a grudge match: Tony Nese versus Isaiah Scott. Of course, this match happened because Isaiah Scott said it sucks. People who've lost every match in this tournament suck. And then Tony Nese is like, hey, there's only one person who lost every match in this tournament, and that's me. And so they're having a match now. And it turns out Tony Nese does suck because Isaiah Scott won this.
Even with the distraction from Jack Gallagher. Seemingly with the intent to help Tony Nese.
Yeah, the numbers game couldn't even help Tony Nese.
No. After that, it's a fun match, though. Yeah. After that, we see Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch hyping each other up backstage. We cut to the Undisputed Era locker room. Roderick Strong, Bob Fish, they're warming up, getting ready for the next match. Triple threat bout. Winner gets a tag team title shot. Undisputed Era, Lorcan and Burch versus Mystery Third Team. Third Team, Breezango.
They had like an astronaut thing, like they're on the moon.
Yeah.
Entrance.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to see Fandango back.
Yeah, man. He had torn. He had to get Tommy John surgery, I think.
So they kayfabed the surgery out of the equation, though. Did you hear that? Beth was saying that he elected not to get. And I had no idea if this was a shoot or not, but part of Beth's commentary, which by the way, Beth was great because she used the word mush as a euphemism for the mouth.
That's good.
Like twice during this episode. But she said that he was so anxious to get back to action that he elected to go through physical therapy instead of getting surgery.
Interesting.
But I mean,
like for a baseball, for like a pitcher, if you get Tommy John surgery where they replace a ligament in your elbow, you're out for a year. But I thought that's because you're throwing the ball.
How long has he been gone? He's been gone for pretty darn long.
It hasn't been a year. It's been months, but it hasn't been a year.
Okay, well there you go. Maybe it was real what she said then. In any event,
But like I said, for baseball players, for pitchers, it's a year. But they make the living throwing the ball.
yeah, right.
He doesn't. So
Yeah.
I doubt he has the same stress on that particular ligament in his elbow that pitchers put on it, throwing breaking stuff. Anyways.
Fun match though.
Yeah, it was. It's really fun.
They ended up becoming not surprising, they are now the number one contenders to Imperium. Boy, Imperium's gonna have a field day talking about these guys not taking the Mat Sacred.
You got that right. It's probably why they won the match. So Imperium, after Breezango's win, walked down the ramp, stared down from ramp to ring with Breezango, and then Malcolm Bivens and his tag team walk up behind Imperium. It felt like they were more concerned staring down Breezango than the tag champs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Let's see here. So yeah, yeah. Well, is it back when it happened? Yeah, December of 2019. Fandango went on Instagram, posted a photo of his arm in a sling. He indicated he just underwent Tommy John surgery. Why would they try to turn that into a... That was weird.
Unless it's going to be a story of the match, whenever it happens.
That's weird.
Where he didn't get Tommy John surgery, they go after his arm. And man, if he had just gone under, had surgery, his arm wouldn't be so vulnerable.
That's a weird story to tell.
Trying to think of something.
No, I know. So yeah. Anyways, after that we had a video from last week from the .com where Chelsea Green fired Robert Stone after her match tagging with Charlotte. And so this week we got the continuation of the tragedy of Robert Stone Brand. He did not look well. His hair was a hot mess. His suit seemed unkempt. And of course...
it's like he had slept in it.
And of course, the wrestling personification of this was in fact his client, Aaliyah, who took on Santana Garrett, she looks like $1 million, man. Her ring gear always looks so great.
Fantastic.
She's fun in the ring. She picked up a win against Aaliyah, man.
Yeah. With a really cool looking finish. That handspring moonsault was awesome. I
know, it was rad. And poor Robert Stone Brand, he was desperate for Aaliyah to pick up a victory.
Instead,
Robert
he was
Stone
despondent.
Brand, it's in the toilet. It's in the toilet.
Yeah. I don't know if they had any real hopes for that, and they decided this isn't working and moving on to something else, and I don't know.
Immediately, it's better.
Story.
Failed,
it is, yeah.
Yeah, failed influencer agency is way better than,
Successful, yes.
Exactly.
Next, we had our second prime target video package. This one centering on the Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai match at TakeOver. The stuff at the beginning with Io, the moody stuff, that was exceptional. That was so good.
They shot her underwater. That was rad.
That was awesome.
That was really cool.
It was really dramatically moody and lit, really moody. Mm-hmm. Water stuff was great. Really stylized. It was really awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And had her do some voiceover for it. That was great.
The stuff with Rhea Ripley, it was a metaphor for 2020 in general. She's like, man, end of 2019, I was on the top of the world. And then 2020 hit. It's been all downhill from there. I'm like, whew, for a lot of us, man. for a whole nation, Rhea. Oh yeah. So yeah, hers was basically, it was sort of like just focusing on her training, on her losing something that she had, and how to get it back. And then Charlotte's story, of course, was she's training at the PC. She's returning to NXT. She made NXT. We get to see Cal Jack on camera there in the picture of the class from 20
first class, yeah.
NXT's
first class, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they circle back. So there's a bit with Charlotte. There's more with Rhea working out, talking about she saw an opportunity when Charlotte won Rumble to step up to her, have a dream match. She came up short, bums her out. And then they kind of conclude things with some pretty cool biographical stuff about Io Shirai. So you have Beth Phoenix talking about her background, her career in Japan. Peter Rosenberg compares her to AJ Styles, which I thought was a great comparison. Natty calls her one of the best wrestlers in the world. So after this, you get the sense this is anybody's match to win.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job with this. And it is. I mean, I know that we sort of have we both share the outlook that Io's probably in this match to take a pin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that they buck the convention.
I would love that. I
I'd
would
mark
love that
out
if
so hard. I'd mark out big time.
If Io picked up the win.
Even if she didn't eat the pin.
Yeah. I mean, my gut's
was-
just telling me that Charlotte's going to win by pinning Io, just so they can do another match between Rhea and Charlotte one-on-one, where Rhea can show up and say, "Yeah, you won, but you didn't beat me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next, Cameron Grimes versus Bronson Reed. This is a pretty short bout, and Bronson Reed did not come out on top. He went up to the top rope, goes for a splash, misses. Cameron Grimes hit the cave-in for the win. He leaves. Karrion Kross hits the ring, drops Bronson with a Saito suplex, and just looks at the camera, tells Ciampa the Sunday will be special. Tick-tock.
You know what would have made this far more effective? Why didn't they have Kross come in right before the bell rings and destroy both these guys, and then does the thing because he got two fresh guys, two of them, who have been built up to some amount of respectability. He destroys them both and then looks in the camera and says special. Now that to me says scary dude. A guy who takes advantage of a guy who just had his chest caved in and he gives him a Saito suplex. It's not as intimidating.
Well, it's obvious they're trying to protect Cameron Grimes in this situation.
Yeah, but he doesn't need I know, I get that. He doesn't need protecting. That guy could eat a loss. He cowered to Finn Balor that one time. Like, you want to protect him, then don't have him pee his pants when Finn Balor catches him having words.
But then he beats Finn Balor the following week.
Yeah, because of Damian Priest, huh?
Yep.
After that, that gives him plenty of juice, though. You can have him get taken out by Karrion Kross. Anyways, after that, we had our main event. Phantasma versus Drake. And yeah, this was once again Drake and that damn arm of his, Phantasma, trying to take advantage of it. At one point, the luchadors, the kidnapping luchadors came out. They almost proved Dom L right. And I'm pretty sure next week that's what's going to happen, or the week after that. Those guys are working on behalf of Phantasma. They came to the ringside, and before Phantasma could really react to them, Drake Maverick took them both out. They go running. Drake gets back in the ring, eats Phantasma finisher, and then he loses.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm firmly ready for Ruby, Dom L's figure, to be placed prominently right there,
front and center,
permanently, once Phantasma is revealed to be leader of the kidnapping luchadors.
I understand your point about Karrion Kross, but Gareth here in chat has a good point. Karrion Kross taking out Bronson like a vulture. You should always prey on opponents after defeat.
Well, then he should have literally eaten him, because if I'm not mistaken, that's what the carry-on is.
Well, the animal's got to be dead. It's not a live animal.
What is the carry-on? The carry-on is
the
dead
actual
animal.
Dead, rotting flesh of a dead animal. That's what vultures eat.
Well, okay.
Vultures don't actually kill their
He's not a
food.
vulture, though. He's the dead, rotted flesh.
I believe on his T-shirt there's a giant vulture on it.
Well, why isn't he called Vulture Cross then, huh? His name is Carrion.
Yeah. Because Carrion sounds like, I don't know, vulture these days. That just sounds like too on the nose, man. That sounds like an 80s wrestler's name.
Synonym for vulture.
It's going to say buzzard.
Buzzard.
Number one.
No, number one, actually, you're not smart at all. It's number two. Number one is bloodsucker. Bloodsucker Cross. Harpy. I didn't know. I don't even know what is harpy.
It's isn't harpy a mythological being from Greek mythology?
Shark. Shark is on here. Shark is not a vulture.
No, they kill their own prey.
Predator. They kill their own prey too.
Yeah.
Vampire. Vampire Cross.
They kill their own prey too.
Plus, there's already a vampire in NXT.
It's Damian Priest.
Wolf.
Those synonyms are terrible.
Here's some more. Piranha.
Again, they're predators.
Marauder. That's better. Marauder Cross. Marauder Cross. All right. Here we go. Going to answer some questions. Rey Mysterio's eye. Will we ever get a feud between Finn Balor and Adam Cole Bebe?
Well, I hope so. I mean, we got a little bit of one. They had a match.
Will we ever get one? I would suggest probably not.
I think what we got is probably about what we're going to get.
Yeah.
Mr. Dubs, not a question, just a statement here. Cameron Grimes is a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud. James Fletcher, choose any NXT star and make their finisher what you think it should be. Loomis has the perfect finisher for him.
The only way you can improve it is if he does the Bray Wyatt neck break thing. If that was his finish.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's good.
Dang MQ, what will Dominic Dijakovic's name be on main roster? I would think it'll be Dijak because of Dominic Mysterio.
I would not be shocked at all if they just changed it to Dijak.
Yeah.
Dijak is what it should be. It's a great name. Just go with Dijak.
Wow.
Prince C. Ross. Anyone else love spots when someone barely touches any LED Tron and immediately a glitch overlay gets played? Yeah, I crack up because that's what happened. So Candice LeRae tossed Mia Yim into the LED.
Yeah, rotted her into the thing and it. Zondo. Okay, it's called In Your House. Gargano cut promos from his house. So did Lee. Gargano gouged out Lee's eye with his house key. This match should be in Johnny's house.
That's a really good point. It
is a good point. White Brownie 92. EO is winning. You heard it here first. He's got a scoop for us.
All right. Alex Foster. Drake Maverick has Xavier Woods' old theme.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I didn't know that. He says, what wrestlers should take older themes of others? Who should inherit Macho Man's graduation theme?
Da 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 da.
That really should have been Damian Sandow's.
Yeah,
which would have made him more apropos because then he was the Macho Man in the impersonation gimmick.
Gareth Nicholas says Loomis was definitely playing pin, loser, draw.
Wolfpack for life. With superstars' finishers supposedly being unique to them, please explain the differences in these moves. Dolph's sleeper hold, Samoa Joe's finish, Oscar Locke, and Shayna Baszler's finisher.
The only two of those... Well, Dolph never wins a match with the sleeper. He's got... His old finish was the zigzag, which is like a sleeper, but then slams him down. I know they tend to like to have finishers be kind of exclusive to wrestlers, but I think that's within the same division. Because Shayna's finish is pretty much Joe's finish. But I think it's okay for two people to have the same finish as long as they're in separate divisions. That's my understanding. Sort of like Carmella has won matches with super kick, and that's Dolph's current finish. I think it's fine.
Let's see here.
This is a good one from Fear and Loathing. If Dream pays homage to a wrestler at every pay-per-view and you think this empty arena matches are boring, I'd assume you both would have him pay homage to Bret Hart.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. Oh, this is good. Sleazy Mo. Who would have won the Cruiserweight tournament had it been under Brawl for All rules? Isn't it Jack Gallagher?
It'd been Jack Gallagher, man. Yeah. Apparently he's an undefeated amateur MMA guy.
Yeah, dude.
So Zondo says, thought Loomis was going to show how they book and tape all the empty arena shows.
Let's see here. Lubricant Hornet. Come up with a name for a pet that is a pun of a wrestler's name. He says, for example, his cat is named Broken Cat Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Well, easy. I've got this answer. Bobby Fish.
All right. I mean, Rusev gave us one. Dog Ziggler.
There you go, yeah.
Rage, when Charlotte loses the belt, what do you want to see her do next in NXT? When she loses the belt, she's probably finished with NXT. That's my guess.
Yeah, I would think so too. I have no more questions.
Fear and Loathing says, was the finish of the main event weird that the heel turn didn't happen? They might just be waiting on that.
The finish of what?
The main event on NXT.
Oh. Yeah, I think they probably didn't really know how to get the contract signing in and the reveal of Phantasma and the Luchadors in all in one package.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the best they can come up with.
And I think also, I mean, in terms of the emotion of Drake's story, he gets the contract, he gets the high of that. Next week he comes out and congratulates Phantasma in a good match, says, hey, let's do it again. Then he gets attacked by the Luchadors, and rather than Phantasma fending them off like Drake did this week, he joins in on the attack.
Yeah, that could be.
Oh, dog, did you guys watch Quizzlemania yet? It's absolutely amazing. Got to watch all the way through the post show as well. Actually, laugh out loud funny. I've not had a chance to watch it.
I have not had a chance to watch it. Maybe somebody will do like a clips video of it where they can somebody out there please just put all the best bits into like a 10-minute form and then send it to us exclusively so we can watch it in about 10 minutes. Got a lot going on. Got Friendo Fest 2 tomorrow. A lot going on.
Got a lot of prep for that. White Brownie 92 will end on this one. I predict Charlotte is going to put Rhea in the figure 8 and Io will moonsault pin her for the win.
I would love that.
That'd be great.
Can we do that? Please? The thing is, now you've said it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You've ruined it. Oh, man, I'm watching these great Mongo McMichael gifs. I'm telling you, man, I think we slept on Mongo. I think he was something special, man.
No, I don't think we slept on him at all.
I think we did. I'm telling you, got to just open your damn mind. You need to expand your horizons on your wrestlers, man. Mongo, he's the one.
Nah.
I'll let you get the last word in.
Nah.
All right, Twitch chat. Stay tuned. We're gonna raid somebody.
Yeah,
we should just raid somebody randomly. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Remember, Friendo Fest 2 is tomorrow and tonight at the twitch.tv/Steven Larson.
Yes.
We're going to continue to try to raise money. Larson's going to be doing a music stream. I'm going to be doing an Unsolved Mysteries watch along. It'll be a blast. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we will talk to you later.
Goodbye.